Okay, here we are, back to work on the Softail. Today is going to be putting the front brake line on, 4-inch longer brake line. It's going to be splicing my wires together and covering those with the heat sink. And I don't know what else I'll get done today. I'm not going to tackle the clutch cable today. But we'll see. So, brake line and wires. See you later. Okay, so I got one side of the wiring all done. Spliced in here and all covered with heat sink. Come down here. It's all spliced in. I left plenty of slack so I can double it back. And then this will be wire tied in there. So it's out of the way. But everything is butt jointed, covered with heat sink. All the wires color match. And there you go. So, got that side all done. I got this part here all done. Now all I gotta do is this, and the wiring will be finished. So, here's what you're basically doing is putting on the butt joints with the little crimper tool. I used to have another crimper tool, but I loaned it to somebody and never got it back, so I had to go buy a new one because I couldn't find it. This thing works great. And then, of course, put the heat shrink on it to cover it all up, make it waterproof so it don't go bad. That also helps hold it all together. Because, as you know, this thing is prone to vibrate apart all the time. Got some more painting done on the tanks and fenders. It's just about ready for the clear coat. Be able to put them back on. And I'll be able to show you it all done. Oh, I also got my new 4-inch longer brake line put on. Still have to fill it up with fluid and bleed it and all that kind of junk. And I got the brand new 4-inch longer clutch cable sitting here. Got to put that on. So I'm getting there. Okay, there we are. Wiring done. All spliced together with butt connectors, heat shrinked, zip tied down. Both sides are done. Going up into the ape hangers. And I think that looks pretty good. That's going to all be covered by the tank. The tank comes down to about here, I think, if I remember correctly, so you won't see any of that stuff. So, there we go. Wiring is completed. And I finished off the tanks and the fenders today. Just got to let them set and then do the clear coats. And then let that set and then put them on. So about probably 2 more weekends and I'll have the fenders and the gas tanks back on. And in the meantime, I'm going to fill and bleed the brake lines for the new line on the front. Had to get a 4-inch longer line. And I need to replace the clutch cable. I have a 4-inch longer clutch cable to replace that with. And then it'll go in front instead of behind here. And it won't be rubbing against the gas tank. And I'm contemplating cutting the pipes off shorter. Right about there. Cut that much off of that one. And about the same off of this one. So instead of having the long shotguns, I'll have the short shot. But I haven't really quite decided yet if I want to do that or not. I can do that at any time later down the road, I guess, if I want to. So there we go. And that's pretty much it for today, except filling and bleeding that front brake line, which that's no big deal. See y'all later. Okay, well, ran into a little snag with the front brakes, new brake line. The master cylinder has quit pumping. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to tear it apart and rebuild it. Which ought to be a load of fun. I had fluid all the way through the line and in there and everything else, and used my little brake bleeder vacuum thingy, got all the airline out of it, but when you work the lever, it just doesn't pump any fluid. So, guess I'm going to have to rebuild the master cylinder inside there. So, it's going to be more time. But that's life, I guess. See ya.